Oh,
We're live.
oh, there we
Just like
go.
Hey,
I
hey.
am.
yeah, we're live. So super excited to be here tonight live from Indianapolis. We are at MEQ, which is super exciting. And Chris is going to dive in and share a more formal introduction because apparently I would just say, we're live with Dave. And you wanted a better intro than that.
Okay, well, joining us tonight, we're very lucky. We're very honored to have Dave Johnson from KC Power, one of the most friendly, positive, outgoing coaches I know. I just told him if he was to coach a volleyball match against my mom, I would hope that he would outcoach my mom and beat her.
It's
That's
so
how.
messed up. You're
But
wrong,
that's how
bro.
much I think of you. I know
Thanks,
that's how
bro. I
much I think of
appreciate
you.
you.
You're amazing. You coach high school for Blue Valley. Um, yeah, you're just like I said. You're I know you're one of the most humble coaches out there. You're not going to really hype yourself up and talk about yourself too much. But I think you come with a tremendous reputation. Everybody loves you. Everybody reveres you. They talk very highly of you. Um, you have one of the most positive, upbeat demeanors on the sideline. We don't see you getting too crazy like that. So no, we're very honored. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's been a long day in the gym. You have stuff with your team, and you're still competing. So like we never take this for granted that you're willing to join us. Thank you so much.
Oh, dude, I appreciate you guys. I'll do anything to help. You guys are the best, dude. And I love my job, so I appreciate the kind words, bro. I appreciate them.
Dave,
So,
I learned something. I learned something new about you not
oh
that
boy.
long ago.
Okay, I
Like
can't wait.
a few maybe a few weeks ago. I did not know that you and Jacob were roommates in college. And
Jacob and
like
Hannah, yeah, the Drive Nation guy. I love Jacob. Yeah, we played college together. Um, we had a lot of laughs, dude. He's funny, man. Yeah, we had a good time together. He's a good dude. I love Jacob.
cool. Well, he said that you would come to the Red Hat games because of your love for Jacob. Not
I
just your
would.
love for us, but your
That's
love for Jacob.
absolutely. It's like double love, dude. I love you guys. I love Jacob. It works out great. It's a win-win.
It's awesome. All right, Chris, are you going to start your interview process?
Well,
It's painful. Are
well, we
ready
can. Well, I mean, obviously, we want to talk a little bit about the day and everything, but you know, why don't you kick us off and just talk about KC Power as a club and what's going on with the club and anything people
Sure.
should know about and any sort of players or anything like that. Like give us the lowdown, dial us in.
Sure. So I love my club. I'm pretty KC Power blood all the way through. We actually just grew. We were kind of a smaller club for a lot of years. Like just had one team. We dealt with those struggles like gym time, that sort of stuff. And just recently with us joining Love, we have got this. You should see this facility we have. Holy crud! There's a Dave and Buster's as you walk in. There's a zip line that goes around 16 courts. It's amazing. So it's been pretty cool to watch our club grow and watching volleyball grow. It's so big. Women's volleyball is so crazy awesome right now. They're so athletic. They're so fast. Um, it's been pretty cool to watch the club grow and just get bigger and try to show more love. Volleyball is about love, so we just give a lot of love to these kids, and it's been phenomenal. So we've got some good talent too. Our 17th team, Taylor Stanley, a commit to KU. She hits, I think she touches like 10-6 or 10-7. I couldn't do that on a ladder. You know what I'm saying? Like that's huge. We've got some pretty good talented kids that are coming through the program right now, and it's just been pretty fun to be a part of and be part of their lives. So it's been pretty great.
Yeah, we just we did a video feature on the 14s setter from KC Power,
Oh yeah, Elena,
Elena McGuire.
she's an awesome
Yeah,
kid too.
she's yeah. So last year, someone was telling me. I mean, I think because of injury, she actually was setting on the 17s team.
Yeah, she
Was that
came
is
up and
that is
said,
that
yeah,
accurate?
Elena, dude, she's a great kid. Yeah, the 17s had a set. They just had set like the setter went down. They didn't have anybody even at practice, so it's hard to run a practice when you don't have a setter or quarterback. It's very tough. I mean, it's interesting. And so she decided to come up, and she's hungry. Kid's a sponge. She wants to play all the time. So she came in. She was set in 17s, and she did a really good job. I mean, that's 4 years difference. That's nuts. That's pretty talented.
Yeah.
That's
And
talented.
so that team didn't they just qualify last weekend at MEQ?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and they did it without this is interesting. They did it without one of their middles, so they had one of their DSs play middle, who is a really good beach
Really?
player, Izzy Galmarini, and she just hit little two balls and just cut and chopped all day. It was pretty fun to watch. For anyone that knows Izzy, I've known her since she was a child. I know her father. I played with her father. It was pretty cool to watch them do that.
Oh my gosh.
Especially a player
Yeah, that's
down. I mean,
crazy.
that's crazy.
Yeah, we didn't know that. And we saw them out at Triple Crown, and obviously they got some studs. They got some talent on that team.
Yep.
So not surprised to see how good they did at that Triple Crown, but um, yeah, we did not know that they were shorthanded.
Oh yeah, I don't. They try. You try to hide that stuff as much as possible, sneaking people around. So it was pretty cool. That team's got some weapons. That Piper Hudson's amazing. That lefty, Kayla Allen
Mhm.
Briley. God, man, they can play. Those kids, and it's crazy to see how good they are at the young age. Like, if you, I mean, they're
It
just
is.
playing at such a high level. They're learning so fast. It is crazy. I do
Yeah, and
enjoy
they
that.
took down.
Yeah,
They beat Skyline out of Dallas on day 3, and Skyline took runner up at Triple Crown. So it's not like
they're
they
good.
backed their way into a bid.
Yeah.
It's not like they caught a break. Like they created their own break,
Yeah,
and
that
that was
that was a huge
phenomenal to see
win.
that.
I'm
Huge
pretty good.
win.
Yeah, really good friends with the assistant coach, and I was texting him like, "That's big. That's a big win. That's a good team, dude." So that was huge.
Really good team. Really good team. One of the things I'm interested, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about was just the heart of American region, right? Um, that region is not only competitive, but it turns out some of like the top recruit, right? You have Reese out of Dynasty, who's going to USC, one of the top setter, if not the top
Yep.
setter in her class, right? You go years back, the Stanford class with Fitzmaurice and Jenna Gray.
Yeah.
And then you had the KC Power team with Madison Lilly that 118 Open.
Yep.
So it's not only that this region is competitive, but I mean they actually have some of the top players in the country. And um, can you give us just like a little bit of background, a little bit of history about the region, and just what it's like to be a part of that, and just the volleyball scene, because it's special. It's you can think about like the SoCals and the Dallases and the Texas and the Floridas, right? But then you have like the heart of, like I said, heart of American region. They qualify multiple teams usually in open, top recruits. It's I think it's a little easy to overlook that region, but it's a mistake to overlook it, because it's kind of a powerhouse region.
It is crazy in Kansas City. They love volleyball. It's kind of like a runoff from Linton, Nebraska. Like, we love volleyball in Kansas City. When the Final Four comes, I mean, they love it here. It's a big sport here. The love for it, I don't understand, but it just keeps getting bigger. We're adding more teams. The kids love this game. The HOA, our region's pretty cool. I love the guys that run our region. They do a good job of keeping it pretty light. Everybody enjoys going and playing it in the region, and they usually do a good job of figuring things out. So I love those guys. They do such a good job, because it's hard with so many people to keep people happy and stuff, and they really do a good job. Man, we just love volleyball, and it's just gotten bigger. You get some good clubs with some good coaches, and man, it just kind of grows from there, and it's just grown tremendously. We've got so many big clubs. It's all over the place. You can't get away from it. It's almost addicting a little bit, how much we love it. So it's pretty awesome. If you're not a part of it, it's fun to be a part of. You know, I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. What are kind of the dynamics there in between the clubs? I mean, I know obviously they're going to go to bat for KC Power and stuff, but I mean, you have Dynasty and PBA. Are all those clubs relatively close to each other? And what's that like?
We are pretty relatively close. I would say all of us are within what 30, 40 minutes maybe. It's hard. Recruiting is hard. It's not so much sometimes I think about the club, but if you get a good coach, that sort of thing. In the vibe, is it a family? Everybody wants to be part of something bigger than them. And so if you find a club that can treat you like a family and that makes you feel at home, helps you when you're in a bad spot, right? We forget about that when we're in a bad place. They're going to help pick you up and move you forward. I mean, you got some great stuff going on in KC, and it's blue collar people wanting to make everybody better. It's pretty great.
Before nationals, do you all do scrimmages? Like, do the elite clubs all get together and scrimmage before nationals like they do in SoCal? Like in SoCal, you'll have, T Street and Mizuno Long Beach and
Sure.
Wave and Coast. Like a bunch of them will get together. Sunshine, they'll do scrimmages leading in. Obviously, May is kind of a slower time for most of us, and then that first weekend of June, everyone's hosting their college camps. But anything that you all do, like as a community, to come together and help each other before getting to nationals?
There is always a really good pre-national tournament. It's going to be run by Love. It's run by a buddy of mine. They run this pre-national tournament. They bring a lot of people in, and we just scrimmage for like 2 days. The clubs, so it depends on the coaches. If the coaches know each other, usually we'll reach out and we'll do some scrimmages. But for me, for 16s, I love to scrimmage the older kids, like 17s, 18s. It's good to take a whooping. It's good to know what you need to be better at. And sometimes we don't match up well against some of the older kids. Like I got 16s this year, and I love scrimmaging our 17s and 18s. Kids like Bo Bronson and Hallie, they get to work against these bigger kids that can actually kind of press the envelope a little bit. They can do things you can't do. Here's what we need to do to be like them. So for a lot of us, especially some of the bigger clubs, we just scrimmage the older teams, right? And just keep it kind of in-house. But usually if the coaches are in a good place and they like each other, we will, set up scrimmages. It usually is great. Everybody just wants volleyball to be great. And sometimes we just look differently, but when we get together, we usually have a really good time.
How fortunate, how lucky are you to have Triple Crown in your backyard?
It is awesome. Here's the deal. First of all, I'm going to apologize everybody for our bad weather. It's usually not that cold here. I swear to you, it's not that cold in Kansas City when you come. It's usually
Sarah
really
thought
wonderful.
she was going to die. Literally thought
Oh my
she was
God.
going to
Well,
die.
it was just not, hey, think about this. I have 4 children and I stay at home. They were home for like 10 days. It was crazy. Like I just ran outside just to get away from them. But I apologize for that. We love Triple Crown. I love the guys that run Triple Crown. We go and help them set up courts. They are so good to us. I think they run an amazing, and it's fast paced, dude. That's a cutthroat tournament. If you make one false move, dude, you're out, and that makes it very interesting. Very interesting. I've had some really good teams. Go ahead.
I want to know, what is your walkout song if you were announced like a UFC fighter before your nationals?
That is a fantastic question.
What are we
I've been waiting
with?
for someone for 10 years to answer that. And it's T.I.'s Bring 'Em Out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. That is the song, dude. That's my song. I like that song. I was waiting for someone to ask me that. Thank you.
Is that really?
That is amazing.
Are you serious?
Yes, I love that song, dude. That's actually the song me and my wife came out to at our wedding. It's the best song ever, dude.
Okay, now I feel like we need to bring a Bluetooth stereo to nationals, and we need to play that before, maybe even tomorrow. We should order one in the room, Chris, and we should come by with a Bluetooth and play it.
Well, I feel like we
tomorrow.
need better production value on these things, because like we need somebody who can just like type that song in instantly, but we don't have that.
I love that song, dude. That's great. That's a great question.
So with Triple Crown, with Show Me, A lot of people come to Kansas City. Like, give us the inside scoop on. We're big. We like to eat at good places, right? We love coming to places to eat. So give us some inside scoop. Like, if you're coming there, if you're coming to Kansas City for a volleyball tournament, and you don't go to, what place are you missing out if you don't go there?
All right, that's a great question. God, you guys got great questions. I wait for these questions. So Kansas City is a foodie town. We got some good food. Barbecue is the thing. It's wonderful. Kansas City Joe's, if you can get to Kansas City Joe's, it's pretty good. Go to the one in the gas station because it just has a good feel to it. Q39 is great. If you like Chinese food, Bowling's is, oh, my kids went there tonight. I'm a little upset that I didn't get to go. It's amazing. Oh gosh. There's so many, everything. I'll be honest, over there around Triple Crown, you guys got some places that are amazing. Over there downtown, that is full of really good places to eat. But barbecue, Kansas City Joe's, Q39, and Arthur Bryant's are my favorite. Get the burn ends. Wonderful.
Arthur Bryant's, is that barbecue?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Or is it?
Okay.
Is it? It's nope. That's the wrong one. Arthur Bryant's good. It's
Oh.
Gates. Gates is the
Oh.
one because they're the guy that
Gates.
asks for when he asks for your food, he has a cigarette in his mouth. I'm not kidding. What you want? It makes me laugh so hard. I love it every time. Don't ask that. Anyways, it was very funny.
Oh.
Old school barbecue.
He's not a big barbecue fan. He's
I
not a
was
big
just gonna
barbecue
say
fan.
I have a bad confession to make. I think I've realized in the last couple of years I'm just like, I'm not a barbecue fan.
That's okay. So it's an acquired thing, dude. I'm telling you. But
Well,
we love it down here.
We go places and they say like, well, if you really love this, you shouldn't use any barbecue sauce and this and that. It's kind of like a good steakhouse, right? It's like the
Right.
steak should just speak for itself. And I'm like, okay, then I must not like barbecue because I can't really eat barbecue unless I smother it in some sort of
Some
good barbecue
sauce.
sauce.
Fair. It's a fair statement, Chris. I will not hold it against you. I still love you.
Yeah,
Okay, Dave. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we love 8011 Chop House.
That
There's
place
one in
is great.
Kansas City and one in Omaha, and that's one of our favorite places to venture to
That
when
place
we're
is great.
in KC.
Yeah. It's great. I agree.
Okay.
You got nothing to add
If
with
you
that,
had to
Kara?
coach
Usually, like,
in a
oh,
No, I was prepared today. I have questions for Dave. Like I've got a
oh,
full, you would be so prepared. You
oh.
you would be so proud of my.
Okay, well, we need
Well,
to
Okay.
work on
I'm ready.
our communication skills because we did not communicate about this, but I'm very proud that you came prepared for questions.
I'm just happy to be here, guys. I think this is great.
Dave, I'm never prepared for anything. My husband packs our socks. I forgot my toothbrush. I didn't pack shoes this trip. I didn't pack
Yeah,
shoes. Like I'm a woman.
What
How did I
woman
not?
forgets to pack shoes? Like that's toothbrush. Everybody's done it. But like, what woman in the history of womanhood has forgot to pack shoes on a trip? That's like the first thing they throw in, and then they pick their outfits around the shoes they packed.
I feel like if you're not there barefoot tomorrow, I'm going to be disappointed.
No,
Seriously.
I have my boots. I have my Christian Louboutin shoes. Like I have one pair of boots and they're beautiful. They're wonderful, but I didn't bring any of my dunks. I didn't like I don't know what the hell happened.
You were so excited to
I
get
don't
to
know.
Indianapolis.
I totally dropped the ball there. But
Sorry.
okay, my next question. If you had to coach in a costume for a full match, what would you wear? You're the only coach that I can ask fun questions.
Okay. This is a secret, but I love Batman. I would go full Batman. I'm talking cape, cowl, the whole nine. I'm a Batman guy, dude. I think he's great. I can't do Bruce Wayne, but I think I could do Batman. I would wear it the whole time.
Okay. We need to order you a cape.
I love that. I know. I love that. If you come to the Red Hat
so.
Games, we're getting you a Batman costume.
I want the whole. Yep. I want a batarang and everything, dude. I want the whole.
Yeah, and we'll put. And I hope Jacob somehow this gets back to him. We'll make him Robin, and you just guys can be Batman and Robin, and it'd be hilarious.
That is the greatest idea I've ever heard. ever heard. I want him in the tights, though. I want him in the tights. That'll make me laugh really hard. Robin?
Abs- and not only did you get frozen, but you got frozen holding your water. So it was
She
an
is.
amazing
There she
shot.
is. Nope.
You're bad.
I was like talking to myself. I was seriously talking to myself, like, oh my God, we're all out. We're totally off and it's not working. And I was like freaking out. Oh, well.
Oh, no, we were having a conversation. We were saying that if Dave wants to dress up as Batman, we'll put Jacob in a Robin suit, so they can be
Oh
Batman
my
and
God.
Robin at the Red Hat game.
And
It could be legendary.
Jacob's small. It would be like perfect.
It would be perfect. It would be great.
Okay.
I would love that. It would be very funny. We would do a lot of laughing. I don't think anything would get done. I'll be honest with you, because he makes me laugh really hard.
Have you ever coached against Jacob in a club match?
I don't think we've ever ran into each other. I just
That's
know that there'd be
okay.
a lot of energy on the court.
Uh-huh.
Be a lot
There's
of
a
energy.
shot. There's a shot this year. He's coaching 16s. You're coaching 16s.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I
there's a
forgot
good
about
that
Heck yeah,
y'all
we
could.
could. Absolutely. I would love that so much. That'd be great.
What events are y'all going to? Is this your last qualifier or do you have more?
No, they have
We
show
just,
me, obviously.
yeah, we just started. So we're at MEQ. We're going to Big South next weekend. We will be at Show Me, and then we're going to go to Dallas.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. They decided they want to do 4 qualifiers, and we're going. We're playing.
Holy cow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah,
all those.
I got such a special group, so it makes it really easy when the kids are really good. They listen to you. They wanted to be better. They trust you. Trust is a huge thing. It's great. This group's pretty special. I'm pretty excited to be a part of it. So it's been pretty fun so far. I'm excited for the rest of the season too. So
Yeah, you have a team who qualified for 15 Open last year. So from our perspective, we're looking for you guys to get the job and see you back in 16 Open. You had a little bit of a hiccup today. You guys dropped a really tough one against Pineapple, and I hate to put you on the spot. Well, not really.
no,
I kind of like putting you on the spot, but I was trying to be polite. But we had somebody reach out to us early in the season and said, "Hey, this Pineapple team, like they have a lot of sluggers. Like their offense, they just keep coming at you." And then I saw you guys match up with them today, and you guys lost like I think a deuce game in the third set, kind of a tough one. But what was that match like, and what can you say about the opponent you faced today?
they played great. They have an outside, I think it's number 8, and she was a problem for us. She did a really good job. Hats off to her. She played really well. They're very similar to us. You know, we try to be ball control oriented, to serve tough. Try to put our blocks in a good position. Let our littles do their job. And I think that a couple points here and there when you're playing tough team is very similar to you that you match up well against. A couple points here and there are going to cost you a match. There were some weird calls there at the end and that sort of thing, but you left it in the hands of the judges, and we didn't do our part. But that team played great. That's a good team. Like if you sleep on that team, you're crazy. They do some good stuff.
With now you find yourself in a day 2 pool against another team from the region in PVA. What from a coaching standpoint, what's that kind of like when you travel to these qualifiers and all of a sudden you find a team that probably pretty well, you've probably faced in your power leagues or whatever you call them in your region. Yep. And now you're like, oh my God, here we go. We gotta face them in pool. It's going to be tough. You have Munciana coming off their victory at Bluegrass, so it's going to be a tough fight tomorrow. But what is it like when you're going to bed and you're going to face somebody from your region in the morning?
I think one of the things that we talk about, at least I do with my girls last year, the years before, is when you're playing in region teams, is that we play with passion and not emotion. Because when you play in region teams, sometimes there's that emotion there, like, I want to beat them. We beat them earlier. And that's not how we play. We play with passion. Emotion kind of gets in the way. It's like a filter. We don't need a filter. I just need to play. So we talk about that a lot because there is, sometimes, and actually PVA, they get along with PVA pretty well. So they actually know each other pretty well, and they're good kids. I know that coach, Coach Lutman. She's great. I've known her for years. So it'll be fun. We came here to play the best teams. You want to be the best, you got to beat them. So if you're afraid to play good teams, that shouldn't be your mindset. I'm excited to play Munciana. I'm excited to play all of them. It's just, we're in the gym. It's a great place to be.
Yeah, I love that. I love that mindset, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
if
if
we
you're
have the
looking,
other one, go ahead, brother.
oh, I was gonna say, I mean, if you're looking to like to get the easy route into a bid or whatever, you're probably in the wrong place.
Absolutely. I think that we want to be better. If you want to get better at volleyball at 16s and 17s, you got to play better teams. That's the way it's done, and how you would like adjust to those teams and that sort of stuff. So I like I want to play the tough teams. I want to play them now, right? Let's see and if we don't do well, we can go back to the lab and work on those mistakes. It's super easy. Like Taylor, my assistant, and I, we write that down. Like, ooh, we're not good at this, and that's something we try to implement at practice, and make it something that's our strength and not our weakness. So I dig it. This term is great. It's stacked. It's wonderful.
Dave, what do you do to prepare? We went to dinner with Max from Internet last night, and he's telling us, he's watching film before he came to dinner. He was going to go back. He was going to watch more film and scout the opponents. I'm just curious, at a tournament like this, what are you doing to prepare? What do you do with your team before? Can you just kind of talk a little bit about your style and how you prep?
Sure. I watch film here and there. I mostly watch my girls. I watch what we're doing wrong, especially defensive adjustments. Are we in the right spot? Are you in the right place? For me, it's all serve and pass. You can run into anybody, and if you can serve and pass, you can beat them, right? So we implement a lot of serve and pass immediately. A lot of ball touches, small ball touches, and then we get into our serve receive. We serve a lot. If you can hit where I tell you to hit, we can kind of break down a team, right? So we work a lot of serve receive. When you're doing qualifiers, I try to get a few minutes to watch teams that I know we're going to run into. Maybe I can find a hole. Maybe I can find somewhere where they're lacking that we can kind of put pressure on, kind of see if we can break the dam down, let the water flow. But 5-10 minutes, usually I'm looking for who to serve. I'm looking for tendencies, that sort of stuff, who swings where. We try to figure it out pretty quick. You don't have much time. It's pretty quick. Old Max, dude, on that film, that guy's a crazy man. I love that Max, dude. What a guy. And he's probably looking dapper. He probably wears a tie when he does it. That guy is always dapper Dan. You know what I'm saying? He wears a suit when he watches film.
He wears a lot of Travis Matthew, actually.
He looks good, dude. He's good. I mean, I'm like, dang, Max, you look great.
I like Travis Matthew. Yeah. Dave, you bounce around sometimes between age groups. You've coached 15s, you've coached 16s, 17s. Is there a unique, especially right now, is there a unique challenge coaching 16s, given this is the year when they're really going to start to be able to commit and really be looked at, as opposed to 17s when most of your girls are probably committed, or as opposed to 15s when they're still kind of a year away? Is there anything different about coaching 16s?
60, it's 15 to 16's jump is big because they kind of go from girls to like women. Like they're full blown strong. They're women, and so but they're still kids at the same time, and so we have to work around that a little bit. Recruiting and stuff. I think that they make it stressful. It doesn't have to be stressful. We try to help them to be less stressful for them, so it's like not like something that they hate doing. It's something that it's fun. This is something you want to do. Let's make it fun. That's something we go to. That and they're 16. I have to stay on them a lot to do the little things because details matter in volleyball, like just staying down and ready, that sort of stuff. I mean, when you're standing up, you shouldn't ever stand up. We do a lot of that sort of talking and communication and trust. That's huge, especially with young ladies, is for them to communicate with each other and trust. And how do we communicate, right? Tone, that sort of stuff. That we talk about that all the time. So it's harder at 16s. Like I had a really good 18s last year. They got third in 18 open. We didn't worry about those sorts of things. We were worrying about because the conversations were there, the crosses were made, the minds were there. I got it. So it's just a little different, but they're getting there, and it's fun to be a part of because my kids are starting to figure it out. It's great.
What about you as a coach? Like I said, when you first came on, you seem to be one of the more positive coaches. I don't know if I've ever seen you lose it per se. I don't know if I've ever seen you like throw your clipboard down per se. I don't know if you've ever like just laid into your team with some F bombs or anything like that. But how do you view yourself as a coach, and kind of what standard do you hope to hold yourself to when it comes to that?
Um, I played, and I feel like players are very hard on themselves, most of them. So for me to come after someone and belittle and berate them when they're already kind of beating on themselves for something they made a mistake on, I've kind of, it's just taken time. I've learned that doesn't work very well. Like there's a time to chew them out when they're not given effort. And I've had to get on my girls this year a little bit, just a little bit of effort. But you know, it's not a berating or a belittling thing. I'm a tool for them to be successful, so they can go off and play college volleyball and get careers, and maybe someday come back to the game and coach, right? So my job is to just help them be successful. So there's a lot of communication there. I'm stern, but I'm fair. I always tell them I love them when they come out, when they do something great, and I'll be the first one to tell you when you're doing something wrong. So it's fair that way. That was awesome. That wasn't very good. And once they get used to that, I'm just straight with them. I still love you. You'll make a mistake, I'll just say I love you. You're still my friend. I just mad at you right now. That sort of stuff. That's pretty easy to get over, and they can move on to the next thing, right? I still love you, but man, I'm mad right now. I mean, girls, and then when they trust me, I need them to trust me, and then we can move forward, and that's usually what happens. So,
What's the weirdest thing you've ever yelled out during a match?
everything. Like I think my mouth works faster than my mind, because my assistant's like, that made no sense at all. Press low over here, and she's like, that made no sense, Dave. And I'm like, oh yeah, it just moves a little faster in my brain sometimes. I apologize for that to anyone that knows me. I apologize in advance.
Hey, I think we all can relate to that, I
Right?
think we can all relate to that.
Every coach is trying to get information out as much as possible, and then sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Um, you have kids, right? Do any of the kids play volleyball?
Absolutely. My son plays, he's a junior in high school. He plays boys volleyball. He is infatuated with it. All of a sudden, he's infatuated with it. So he plays. My daughter plays on the 13s team at KC Power. I have a 8-year-old, and he does pause at Power, so he's learning to play volleyball. And I got a 5-year-old, and I think he's lefty. I'm very excited about this one. A little lefty, little mean, the last kid. Oh boy. But they all love it. They don't have any other choice. Their dad loves it. Their mother loves it. So they don't have a choice. So I feel bad, but at the same time, it's great. It's wonderful. I'm going to move so I can plug my phone in.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Oh, we lost you.
He's got me?
Yeah. Now you're back.
We're there.
Yay.
Wow. Well, you were going to ask something, Tara?
Do you how is your patience when you go and watch the younger ones? I'm just curious. I've shared this quite a bit, but I tend to tell my 10-year-old to pull her head out of her ass while she's playing. Apparently it's not a good move. So I'm just wondering how
that's a great question, because being a parent and a
we lost.
Oh, no.
Did I lose you guys? There I
You
am.
did a little bit. Okay, I think you're back. You were saying that about being a parent and a coach?
Yes, that's an awesome question, because how do you be a coach and a parent like at the same time? So it's extremely difficult. Her coach is a great coach. I trust her a ton, and they're very good communicators. But they're the best. But being a parent is hard, especially when you watch your kids. I think I get that now more than anything. It's hard. Um, I just try to stay quiet and stay in the back and just smile and clap and just be the best positive dad on the planet. That's all you can do, right? They're going to figure it out eventually. If she needs to have a conversation with somebody, then she can do that. But be positive. I just try to be positive and just be happy. Get her little strawberry kebabs and go on with my day.
Well, it's really tough though, right? I mean, you
It is.
make
It's
that
hard.
sound so easy. You make it sound
Yeah.
so easy.
Well,
Last weekend, Kiki was in a tournament, and we thought she was playing pretty well, and she got subbed out. And it's fine, I'm not look at this isn't a criticism of what's happening. It's just stating what happened. Okay. So she got subbed out, and it's like, but I gotta tell myself, like, if I stop cheering for the team right now, like what does that make me look like? And what kind of signal am I stating, right?
sure.
So it's like I told myself, I'm like, I actually got to start cheering louder and
Mhm.
more positive and louder, right? Because if everybody's looking
Right.
around and it's like, okay, well, I don't want them to think I don't support the team or I'm like just right. Personally, yeah, you're disappointed. You always want to see your kid in. But what message are you sending if you're only cheering loudly when your kid is in or only when she's making the
Right.
plays? So for me, it was like, okay, she's on the sideline right now, but I'm going to start cheering louder than I was, and I'm going to start like being more
Yep.
positive and saying more stuff because it's like I don't want anybody to think I'm not like down for the team, and I still want the team to succeed.
Yeah. And do you know what helps with that? I think some like at least I know my daughter's coach does a really good job when she pulls them out. She tells them why and here's what we're going to do to fix it, and that sort of stuff. So some of that stuff, I feel like sometimes the coach can help with that just by talking to the player and let him know, hey, I'm just making a change. You're doing great, but sometimes being a volleyball player is hard because sometimes you have to sit on the bench, and it's hard. I played college volleyball. I sat on the bench. It's hard, but you can make it better and you can have fun with it, right? So sometimes if you're a good communicator, it takes away a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can kind of that eases all the pain when you know what for and why, just, honest truth. Sometimes it's really the best method. And it is, right? Just being honest. So I think that helps a lot. I think that helps me a lot too, is that she's my daughter's coach is a really good coach. And she's a good communicator. I coached my son this year. And I'm gonna tell you, coaching your own kid is a very difficult thing because sometimes they don't want to listen to their parents. I think we all know that. So for me, it worked out really, it works out well when somebody else coaches because then I can just be a dad.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, that's the tough thing with Kiki is obviously we've been involved in volleyball for a long time, but I just kind of take a step back and if she wants to ask something, cool, I'll have the answer. But most of the time, it's like she's really happy if on the way to practice or on the way to the tournament, if I let her play her music on the way there, and then after practice or on the way back, she's like, "Can I listen to my music?" And it's like, yeah, you know what? She's super
Whatever
happy
makes
no
you
matter
happy.
how the day goes, and that so
Yep.
it's a little things like that, right? It's like, no, I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna. It's not like gonna be like, no, we're gonna talk about the day. We're gonna analyze why you didn't go after this ball, and it's like, no, it's like, okay, look it. You want to play your music, fine. You want to stop and get a smoothie on the way home. We can talk about that, but it's a little things like that, that make a lot of difference. I feel like.
Yeah. Or, for me, I just take my kids to the gym and we just do a little workout, right? Just, hey, let's go work on this. I'll sneak this in on you. If this is what you're struggling with, hey, this is what we're going to work on. So sometimes just being there and helping them is better than anything, right? Toss some balls.
For sure.
You guys still there?
Yeah. Chris is muted again.
Hello. There they are. There they are. I still have them.
I did mute myself because I'm in the lobby of the hotel because it doesn't work for us to be in the same hotel room because of the echo and we can't both fit on the screen.
Absolutely.
So I came down here, but now a lot of more parents are showing up. So
It's about
one
to
of-
get
one of the things
rowdy.
Well, one of the things I'm really realizing about volleyball too is when you have a bar closer by, it's like, okay, look at if we're winning, sweet, let's go to the bar, we'll celebrate. If we're losing, it's like, sweet, let's go to the bar because we can. And Kara went to the
Yeah.
bar at St. Louis. They had a tough day on day two, and they went 0-2 in the first two matches. They kind of were eliminated. So Kara went to the bar and told the bartender, and they made him they made her a very stiff drink. So I started to realize, every time I go to the bar, I'm just going to say, you know what? I'm in a volleyball tournament. My daughter is having a horrible day. I'm here to drown my sorrows, and I'm just going to see what works. And they're going to be like, sir, it's Tuesday
Yeah,
at
just see
6
what.
a.m. Like, there's no way there's a tournament happening Tuesday at 6 a.m. I'll be like, you don't know. How do you know?
You don't know,
Like, are
huh?
you a volleyball expert? You don't know when these tournaments are happening. Stop it.
They'll
So,
pay.
anyways,
If
that's
they
why.
had tournaments that started at six, if they had tournaments start at 6 a.m., people would sign up for them.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
They would.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. That's sometimes we realize, like, because Kiki's team, they're an 11s team, and they had their first travel tournament 2 weekends ago. They went to St. Louis for MEQ, and we were talking to the girls. We had them on a live, and I was like, hey, how many of you just love that you're missing school? And they all raised their hands. Right. And at that age, sometimes we realize, like,
Yep.
maybe it's not all about the volleyball. It's just like, we're so happy we're not in school. We're hanging out with some girls we like, our friends. And it's like, sometimes we make it so much about the winning and losing, but it's really about like what they're learning, what they're gaining. And I think more importantly, it's like the more idle you are at this age, at these ages, the more likely you are to get in trouble and steer
Oh
off the
yeah.
wrong
Yeah.
path. So to keep them busy and have
Yep.
them something to do is really priceless, more than any winning or losing you could do.
Right. Well, it's almost like we have to zoom out. Like you look at the bigger picture. These kids are learning like to be on a team, to be a part of a team. They get to travel. Like sometimes you just got to zoom out. I always say zoom out, just relax, look at the bigger picture. They're having a good time. They're learning how to be a part of a team. Their camaraderie with other parents. I mean, it's a good time. Volleyball is great.
What event are you most excited for? What's your favorite qualifier?
Indy is one of my favorites. I've always enjoyed MEQ. I think this Circle City does a great job. Indianapolis is a great town, and it's just getting bigger. You see that big old hotel they're putting up? That 40-story guy? Holy moly! I enjoyed last year. Salt Lake City is a fun one. I love Salt Lake City. That's such a great venue. Dallas is always great too. I mean, there's the people that put these on do such a good job. But MEQ is probably always going to be one of my favorites.
Yeah, for us too. We love coming to Indy. We have some friends here, and we love St. Elmo's. So
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
St. Elmo's, first
St.
of
Elmo.
all, the airport's what, 10, 15 minutes away.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's very easy to get here. And then everything's walkable except when it's cold and you have a wife who thinks she's going to die because it's 45 degrees. But everything is walkable, a lot of great places to eat. And this tournament is always historically one of the strongest. I feel like once
yep.
Sunshine came along, you have MEQ, Sunshine, and Lone Star are typically right now the three strongest qualifiers year in and year out. And I feel like if you come to MEQ
MEQ
and
is always,
if you come here and you get your bids, you did something. You didn't back your way into anything here.
well, what is? Oh yeah, it's a tough one. What is it? There's all the 16. There's no one qualified in 16 open. I mean, 48 teams. That's going to be a war. And
Yeah.
MEQ, you come here to get better. That's what you come to. Always good teams here. Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked about the region. I mean, Dynasty took down A5 today. A5 was the second seed, so Dynasty took them down. First match of the day, swept them. Now they take over the number 2 seed. So
Yep.
and then you look at
Yeah.
the
They do good. That team's a good team too.
they are, and you look at Pool 1 tomorrow in 16 Open. You have Legacy, Rockwood Thunder, TAV Black, Jason, and then you have a 5. It's like, yeah, good luck with that pool. I mean, that's day 2. Yeah, I mean, that's not even a day. That's a day 3 pool
Pool of death,
and a
as
lot
we
of
call it.
qualifiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and only 2 teams can advance. It's just like, oh my gosh. So, and it's not like your pool. It's not like you caught a break and got an easy pool. We already talked about it. I mean, I was kind of looking at this. I mean, there's not really like an easy pool tomorrow. Sometimes you're like, hey, I'll take that pool, but
Nope.
it's tough. It's tough.
There's no easy pools tomorrow. Yeah. It's great. It's great. Let's go to war. Let's get better.
One thing I wanted to ask you about is so kind of
Oh,
shifting gears a little bit. Huh? Oh,
we lost him.
gone. I'm gonna ask them about the high school tournament out there. There's a really good high school tournament that we should
Look to
think
go
about
to.
going to. Yeah.
Okay. We're winding down. Do you want to wait?
We are winning. We'll wait a couple more minutes, you know. It was fun. Dave's a really good guy.
I want to know if you could coach in any costume, what would you coach in, Christopher?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I am.
Ooh. Well, I mean, off the top of my head, I would go with the Buc-ee's costume, the Buc-ee's onesie.
Devlin would appreciate that.
He might.
I'm
Okay,
back.
wait. He's coming
You're back.
back. Are you back? Your picture's not there.
Hey.
But we can hear you.
We can hear you. This is odd. We've never
hear me?
had this happen before. We can. We do hear you. We don't see your beautiful face, which
Let's
is
see.
a bummer.
Let's see if we
We're
can
all
get
on
that going
hotel
here.
Wi-Fi. It's not amazing to be on hotel Wi-Fi.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's not. I'm trying to see how I can get on here.
We have the
Your
yeah,
kids.
we have the avatar of the beautiful children.
Yeah, it won't come off of that. I'm working on it here.
They're so cute.
Thank
They look-
you.
They
That's
are.
just a few of them.
Right. Oh,
Oh, now he's not connected. It's tough. We're all on hotel Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi is like
it's
struggling.
spotty.
Mine's going in
It's-
and out.
All of ours is going in and out.
Yeah, for sure.
It is what it is. What would your costume be?
To coach, let's see. Maybe Al Woods from Legally Blonde. Al Woods from Legally Blonde.
You would do something from Legally Blonde?
I think so. Hmm.
I am.
Wow. Hey,
Yeah.
you're back. We're back.
You see me?
We're gonna start. We do. We got you back full effect. Can you hear us?
Sweet.
The hotel Wi-Fi
Yep.
is not.
It's not. It's
You-
not.
Okay. Last questions, Christopher.
Okay. Well, one of the things I wanted to check in with was briefly. I know it's club season, but high school we've never made it out. There's a really good Kansas tournament where teams from Missouri come, teams from Nebraska come, and I got to be honest, I don't even know the official name of the tournament. But can you shed a little bit of light? It's a really good tournament.
Yeah, it's the MOCAN tournament. So a lot of the Kansas schools
Okay.
go to the Missouri side, to Lee Summit West, and we get a lot of St. Louis teams and that sort of stuff. Like St. James is one, Aquinas. We get a lot of really. It's a tough tournament. Like you go there to see who the best is. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and like
But
Scott
it's a great
Catholic comes
tournament for
down
anyone that wants. Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah, and when is
Yep.
that? That's usually like towards the end of like in like beginning of October, because you guys your state playoffs are kind of
So
early, like the end of October.
Yes, they're like the first weekend of November. So there's two really good ones. The MEQ one, there's one, and I think the one you're talking about is at Blue Springs South, and they bring in the teams from Omaha and that sort of stuff, and it's a great tournament as well. But there's we get some really good teams out of state, Scolet Catholic and Lafayette from Missouri. They come in and play in those, and it's pretty crazy.
And when is that tournament? That's usually like mid-October.
That one's more towards the end of the season.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Like that's one I think we should try to get out to. We haven't been out there before, and now we live so close, and it's actually a really, really competitive tournament. So
yeah,
I don't know.
They get some good teams, and Blue Springs South gym is pretty great too. So makes it easy. It's an easy get, and it's a great school.
It's awesome.
Awesome. Anything else like you just have to share? Anything you want to talk about that we didn't get to, Dave, about the club or camps or anything that's going on?
No, you guys, great questions. The Batman question, like costume question, was awesome. Like I like the off the cuff questions; those are great. I have my club is great. I love my club. My team is special. I think we've got a lot of potential. Our ceiling's pretty high, and we're gonna hope to do some great things. Like you said, this tournament is nuts, and it's a good time. But I'm just happy to be here and coaching volleyball because I love it. So I'm pretty blessed.
Well, we love you too. We like I said, we can't thank you enough for coming on. And I know you probably have some better things to do. You could be sleeping, you could be FaceTiming the wife or the kids, but instead you're gracious enough to spend a Friday evening with us. So thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome. I love you guys. I'll do anything for you. And you ask, you shall receive.
Careful now.
Right.
Kara did not pack shoes. She might ask you to go out and get some shoes for her.
Seriously, I'm going to go look for shoes right now. Just some loafers, maybe some dunks, just something that we could get her in so she doesn't have to wear her boots the whole time.
That's so funny. Okay. Well, awesome. Well, best of luck tomorrow. I know you got some work cut out for you, but I got full confidence that we will see you in Gold Pools on Sunday. So thank you again so much. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
All right. See you later.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good night, everybody.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.